Hi everyone, you all have probably seen the news on Tamil Guardian where the cattle of a Tamil farmer was killed. This incident happened in the Mayilathamadu Mathavanai region that is located in Mathavanai, also known as Pettikolo. You all may ask why this news is very important. For that, we have to understand that this dead cattle is just the tip of the iceberg of one example of the ongoing structural genocide by Sri Lanka against the Tamil people. So let's dive into today's video where we are going to look at the Mayilathamadu Mathavanai problem. Mathavanai is a province in southern Tamil. This province is dissected by the lagoon of Mathavanai and the lagoon of Valachennai. The eastern side is called Eluvangarai, which means the shore where the sun rises, and the western side is called Paduvangarai, the shore where the sun goes down. The people's livelihood in Eluvangarai depends on fishing and handicraft, and the livelihood of the people in Paduvangarai depends on agriculture and cattle farming. The people from places like Sittandi, Vandarmulai or Ulupayadichenai depend on the rainfall for agriculture. Therefore, once the rain season starts, they bring their cattle to the Mayilathamadu Mathavanai region, which is traditionally a grazing ground for their cattle. The foundation for this problem was laid in 1979 as 12,000 acres of this grazing lands were acquired for the Mahawali Peace Scheme. Shortly told, the Mahawali Peace Scheme is part of the Mahawali Development Program. The intention of this program is to build dams on the river of Mahawali for the use of generating electricity or to control flood and controlling irrigation, and finally, through that, settling people in that specific region. On paper, it sounds like a good plan, but in reality, many Sinhalese settlers were settled in specific Tamil regions with the intention to cut the continuity of the Tamil homeland, because these Sinhalese settlers wouldn't only settle down but also change the demographics of the Tamil region. In 1961, the survey work began for this program with the assistance of the UN. In 1970, the first phase of this program was started. That ended in 1975-1976. But in the year of 1977, Mayilathamadu came to power. He then launched the accelerated Mahawali program. Originally, it was expected that the full program of the Mahawali would span around 30 years. But with the appointment of Kamini Dissanayaka as the responsible minister, he was able to finish it in 6 years with the help of the Israelis, amongst others. But then, something unexpected happened, which was a huge obstacle for the Mahawali development program. As the Ulam War started, it was difficult for Sri Lanka to continue with these settlement schemes. Therefore, the settlement programs became militarized. As an example, if we take Manalaru, which falls under the jurisdiction of the Mahawali program, Tamil people who were living there for generations were chased away by police and military. And afterwards, Sinhalese settlers were brought in and settled down, and they started to attack the neighboring Tamil villages. But then the Tigers retaliated.
Muster the Rohirrim!
But once the Tigers had an iron grip over this region, Sinhalese settlement schemes stood no chance against them. As once the Tigers were gone, Sri Lanka was unchallenged in its settlement schemes after a long time. And these schemes took many different forms, like militarization, or the building of Buddhist statues or temples, or grabbing land through several Sri Lankan state institutions like the Mahawali Authority, or the Forestry Department, or the Archaeological Department. If we take Manalaru as an example again, after the end of the war, it was put under the administrative control of the Sinhalese province, Anuradhapuram. And afterwards, many Sinhalese settlers were brought into that region, which fell under the L scheme of Mahawali. Despite this region being historically Tamil, now it's fully Sinhalized. And through that, Sri Lanka drove a wedge between the northern Tamilulam and southern Tamilulam. Like the Mahawali L scheme, the B scheme was also accelerated after the end of the war. Sinhalese settlers from Ambare or Polonnaruwa were brought into the Mayilathamadu Mathavanai grazing area and were settled down. Then they started to obstruct the Tamil cattle farmers who brought their cattle into that region during the rainy seasons. They harassed the cattle farmers and started to kill or to steal their cattle. The Tamil farmers attempted to pursue justice. In 2012, they filed 13 cases alleging illegal settlements and the lack of police action at the Valacheni Magistrates Court. Despite this, the harassment continued. Additionally, the Sri Lankan Forestry Department filed several lawsuits against the Tamil cattle farmers. In 2015, a new president, Maithripala Sirisena, came to power, ending the rule of Mahinda Rajapaksa. The new government promoted itself under good governance, and many Tamils believed change was possible, especially since terms like transitional justice were used. But Sirisena held the ministerial portfolio for the Ministry of Mahabali Development.
A great success!
However, the situation worsened after Gotabaya Rajapaksa came to power at the end of 2019. With his backing, the Mahabali Authority and the Eastern Province Governor encouraged the Sinhalese settlers in Mayilathamadu Mathavanai region to expand their cultivation. And in 2021, Tamil cattle farmers were abducted while searching for their cattle stolen by Sinhalese settlers. The Tamil farmers appealed at the Court of Appeal, which on a hearing on the 11th of February in 2021 ruled that the Sinhalese settlers must vacate before the 28th of February in 2021. And the Mahabali Authority agreed, and in July that same year they reaffirmed this pledge. But as of now, the Sinhalese settlers remain. After the pledge, a Buddhist monk blockaded Tamil cattle farmers from accessing the grazing grounds, and on the 15th October of 2023, a Buddhist statue was built in Mayilathamadu Mathavanai region. In 2023, the Tamil cattle farmers launched a protest, and they were supported by the relatives of the enforced disappeared. But the Sri Lankan state forces harassed the protesters and even blocked some of the protesters to participate in the protest. And this protest is still going on after 2 years. And in that context, this cattle was recently killed, and the Sri Lankan police refused to take a complaint. And with the start of the rain season, the Mayilathamadu Mathavanai problem is entering another round.
இந்த மாட்டுக்கு நடந்த நிலைமை நாளைக்கு எங்களுக்கு வரும் எங்களையும் பட்டி தாங்கறிவாங்க.
This problem affects the livelihood of 1,000 Tamil families. Between 2012 and 2023, nearly 7,000 cattle have been killed or injured or stolen by Sinhalese settlers. The loss of their livelihood would force the Tamils to move away from that region, which would open more space for further Sinhalese settlement schemes in that region. Beyond that, the Mayilathamadu Mathavanai problem shows how the structural genocide against the Tamil people works and how different Sri Lankan state institutions and social groups collaborate in implementing it.
It's purpose that created us, purpose that connects us, purpose that pulls us, that guides us, that drives us. It is purpose that defines, purpose that binds us.
Thank you very much for your attention. Please leave a like or a comment in the comment section, and I wish you a nice day.